Hey, Brian Parker here with a quick tip, or actually 5 tips on how to create a winning counter affidavit. You can do this yourself or you can use ParkerGPT, but there are 5 tips I want you to remember. Always review the pleadings of the lawsuit and the paperwork. It's all stapled together. Tear them apart, get a pen, and go down the allegations. That's the sentences that are numbered against you, and go either put true or false, right or left. And most of them are going to be false. And look at the paperwork. Does it have your name in any assignment or bill of sale or anything showing proof that you owe the debt to the person or debt collector that's suing you? It's all about the assignments. That's number 2 tip. If they have no assignments, or what assignments they have are sort of phony and don't have your name embedded in them. Or number 3, is there a bad chain of title, meaning you can see that the creditor says they sold it to somebody, but then it breaks off as to how it gets to the end product or the end plaintiff. There's no perfected chain of title. Have a counter affidavit that is personal to you. It is so important, not only that you use a counter affidavit to attach to your answer, but also that it be personal. I was the victim of identity theft. I have paid this off. They have sued me in the wrong district. I was never served. You must make it personal to you, because no one's going to notice if you don't. What I want you to remember is to always be closing, always stating your point of view, which is generally, A, they haven't met their burden of proof. Everybody that sues somebody else, regardless of the lawsuit, has to have a burden of proof, meaning they must show a certain amount of proof that they're the right or have to have standing to sue you. And generally, debt collectors don't. They're operating off the 9 of 10 theory, which says up to 9 out of 10 lawsuits in America, collection lawsuits, are just going to fall to the wayside or be defaulted because people, I've been there, like to stick their head in the sand or hope bad stuff goes away. We all do. But that's the 9 out of 10 theory. Most of these collection lawsuits get dismissed, and now you're on the hook for a default judgment for 10 to 20 years. So you don't want that. So make sure you've got your counter affidavit that's always closing, that's always stating they failed their burden of proof. DOA, debt on assignments. And remember to use their documents against them. So a good counter affidavit puts the burden of proof, that's what we just mentioned, back on them. You're saying they haven't done what they're supposed to do. And when you ask a debt collector to prove its position or its case, it falls by the wayside and you're going to get a settlement or elimination or a dismissal off the case. Another good tip, account stated statute is what debt collectors generally rest upon, especially when we don't have the contract. When debt buyers do this, they have to prove certain elements of the statute, the account stated statute. So let's just say defendant and plaintiff came to some agreement, a payment wasn't made. You say, I never had an agreement with PRA or Crown Asset, or I don't even know who MCM is. So that should be in there. So you deny 1 or 2 of the elements. Let's say there's 5 elements, and you knock out 1 of the elements that they must prove to show that they have the right to sue. You only need to knock out 1 element. Once you do, their case is dismissed. And you can use your exhibits too. Their lawsuit against you as exhibits. You can attach exhibits. For example, you say, this is over the statute of limitations. I don't owe this debt. You can sue me all you like, but in whatever state you're in says you got to do it within 5 years. Show them the last payoff, or show that you paid off if you go through a debt settlement company, they'll give you something showing the debt's paid off, and here you are being sued for the whole thing. So use your own exhibits. They hate that. They hate educated people, and they hate proof too. Proof is the kryptonite of debt collectors. So remember to sign and date, and in some cases, if you really want that extra oomph for the court, have it notarized. That means signing in front of a notary. That's the counter affidavit. Make sure you serve that counter affidavit with your answer. That counter affidavit, no matter how far the litigation goes, will follow you everywhere. Because once you've solidified their bad position and your great position, your own position, that will always be Exhibit A for whatever thing you're doing, whether you're going after them, even if you're counterclaiming or you're defending against a summary motion. That Exhibit A, that counter affidavit, is your friend and your door to success against a debt collector. Good luck. Thank you.